Hi! 10 things that you can cut out of your wedding that will save you time, money, and more often stress because you're saving time and money. Cut out escort cards. You don't need them. It's just another expense. These days, we don't have over, 200 people like we used to. It's not like a political thing where we're trying to schmooze someone or your family's not trying to schmooze someone. How many more times can I say schmooze? Escort cards aren't as important. I would just recommend getting a board that just kind of lays out the different tables and where people can sit at the tables. Instead of assigning a seat, we're not trying to, force anyone to sit next to someone they don't know. The next thing would kind of be relative to the escort cards. You can cut out the programs. You don't need the programs. We know how a wedding goes. First comes the ceremony, then comes, the kiss, and then we have the pictures. It's kind of, these days, as late in life as we are getting married, most people have been to a few by the time they get to ours. So you don't need the program. Save that, save the paper, really. The next thing I would say, and it may be a little bit too soon, but it gets you starting, it gets you thinking about it right now. You don't need the grand exit. One, because you pay the DJ to be there for a certain amount of time. You pay your photographer to not be there as late as you pay the DJ to be there, so if you want the grand exit, you would have to either one, stage it, or, the photographer's having to stay later and then you get frustrated pictures and, well, maybe not a picture being frustrated, but you would get a frustrated photographer who's taking pictures that may not be as good as they could have been. So just enjoy the time that you have, enjoy your venue, enjoy your family, do a last dance and then scoot. I would recommend cutting out the cake. You don't have to cut out like a dessert in general, or not even the cake completely, but just do like a smaller one, one so that you have the anniversary tier. The second one, so you have the picture moment, and then do like cupcakes or a dessert table. That way everybody has something and it's so much easier, and you're actually saving money not getting a huge cake and also having to pay someone to cut that cake, because you're not going to stand there and cut it, and someone else will add that fee on. The next thing would be favors. I would cut out, if not cut back on favors. People forget them. At the most, they forget them. And it's not because they're being inconsiderate or they don't like them, but it's just because they're paying attention to so much else. They're noticing your centerpieces and they're noticing how you looked and your beauty and all of that other stuff, and paying attention to the family that they're surrounded by. They're not paying attention to the favors that you spent a lot of time or money on and thinking of the detail and the personalization. That's great. You should get something for you if that's the case. But when all of those bottle openers are left at the end of the night, you're not going to be the one to use them all. There's really just not enough places to have them. Having one in your car is probably not a good idea. In your purse, that might make you look a certain way. If you don't care, that's fine. I find a need for a bottle opener quite often, but that's just me, because I'm a wedding planner and I like wine. The next thing to cut out, and I know this is kind of backwards or even contradictory to what I said earlier, but you don't need open seating. Open seating is tricky. It sounds like it would work out, and you want people to just go, and you don't want to be strict and tell people sit here and you have to do this, but open seating, that's like a free-for-all. So then people are just kind of flooding in, and they're going to take a table, and then these other people are oh, well, they're sitting there, so we're going to sit over here. And then suddenly you've got a 5 here, you've got 6 there, and then you've got another 5 that's but I don't know them, so I'm gonna sit at this one. And then you have these other people who are like, well, I've got 5 and I can't sit with them, and you know, I've got 3 and they're sitting there. And then you've got like random ones that are just kind of open. So don't do open seating either, because even if, you know, in a perfect world, you could end up either having like people dragging seats to one table so that they can all fit with their friends, or you're having all these random seats with a bunch of like half filled tables. And then you're getting rentals added on. So that's more money, stress you don't need. Just don't do open seating. Don't do escort cards. Just assign tables. That's it. Kind of goes with the cake, and I know some people like that like clean cut look, but fondant doesn't taste good. It really doesn't. The only thing about fondant is it looks great. It makes for a perfect looking cake. And then if you're eating that, you're peeling it off, and people are just like peeling away, and then there goes the frosting, and it's just like, well, you know, now the cake looks gross, and if people are visual and they don't want to eat the cake now because it looks bad, you just wasted a bunch of cake because you got fondant, because it looked good. Like, just do buttercream or just get cupcakes. Yeah, no fondant. This one, I am pretty firm on. Don't do it. Don't do a head table. We're in 2019, almost 2020. 2020. We're in 2020. I got married in my 30s. Other people are waiting until later in life to get married. Some people are still getting married in their 20s, but that's fine. I mean, it's not as common that we're getting married in our early 20s anymore. With that, a lot of the people in your wedding party are probably married. If you have a head table and you have your girls or you have your guys and they have a husband or a wife that's not in the wedding party, you have to put them in the reception space by themselves. And if, like me, I moved across the country to a new place, so my significant other didn't know my East Coast family and friends. And so putting him like in the middle of, you know, the reception by himself was just really sad. So do yourself a favor, do them a favor, everyone a favor. Don't do a head table, do a sweetheart table with just the two of you. Or if you really want to sit with everyone, do a king's table. I love king's tables because you can incorporate your wedding party and you can incorporate their why can't I say this? Significant other. Incorporate their significant other so that everyone can sit together. Yeah, I got it. Okay, made it through that one. The final thing to cut from your wedding, and this one's more for like your dignity, and I guess stress, the garter toss. And I guess, you know, even the bouquet toss, which that would save you money, or money wasted really. First off, with the bouquet toss, you don't want to throw the bouquet around because you spend a lot of money on it and it's beautiful. You should preserve that thing. Yeah, save the bouquet, okay? Save your friends because they're not going to want some sort of single awareness moment where they got to come out and, you know, chase down like a bunch of flowers or, you know, grab this garter that, you know, was thrown off of the leg. Don't do that. You don't want to have someone up your dress getting the garter off because your family's out there, your dad's out there. My dog's saying hi. And these days, maybe even your kid is out there and they don't want to see daddy or someone up your dress. Those are the 10 things to cut out of your wedding. Save you time, money, and stress. Thanks for tuning in.